Hey guys, what up? It's Blake from Destiny Down Under, Bounce About. Today I'm going to go through my Obi Maz deck that I played at Worlds. Took it to a 6-3 finish. I was fairly happy with that. I feel like I played some really good Destiny, and then some games were like a little, a little iffier. And then there were some games where I felt like I really leveled up and played some really, really deep lines of play and some really deep Destiny. So let's flick over. Let's go through the deck. I might just touch on a few things that happened whilst going through the deck, and then I'll give a quick rundown and a few shoutouts. Alright, so first of all, Obi Maz. I love this pairing. I would play this deck tomorrow if Worlds was again. Obi's tanky, he's got big dice. Maz just gives you insane speed. And this really is a tempo based game. So if you're playing a fast deck, there's a lot to gain from that and having tempo, but understanding it too, and understanding your action economy and where you are in every matchup. So we're on Outer Rim Outpost. The deck does like money. It does like to spend it. We have things like Jump, Concentrate, Myala. Like we have some expensive stuff. And we have some threes. So this seemed like the best battlefield for us. And we can definitely take advantage of it. I think Obi Maz, Basta being natural rolling, I think this is the fastest deck. We also have some Truce. It gives you surprise damage with Obi, and we've got a Maz's Vault. This could potentially be 2, just because it's so vital in some matchups. And you just really want to be able to, if you don't have this, the battlefield, you really, really want Vault. You want to be able to jump. So up to the upgrades, 2 4 speeds. This is vital to the deck. So a quick story of what happened is I went to Worlds expecting to play Yoda Hondo. I spent 2 days playing pods. I played Yoda Hondo for 2 days straight, and it just wasn't feeling right. The deck needed some adjustments, which some people have. The Destiny Council's list looks quite good. I couldn't quite work it out in time. So right before the very end of my second day of pods, I decided just to sleeve this up and give it a run. I sleeved it up. I loved it just like I had. I'd been working on it for, for 2, nearly 3 weeks before I left for Worlds anyway. So I knew the deck. I sleeved it up and I knew exactly what I wanted to be doing. That night I went out to the Hyperloops dinner. So shout out to the Hyperloops. They had me on their Worlds team. It was me, Mike, Joe, Nick, and Andrew Cox, known as Reflex. I think together we had a really, really strong team. We had a decent showing overall. Obviously, Mike and Joe had a great showing. I feel happy with my performance. Unfortunately, Nick and Reflex, things didn't quite fall their way. At the dinner, I met, I think his name's Tony, but Loyalty on Discord. He's the Chicago regional winner. So he's the guy that first really optimized Obi Maz, added running interference, added all the ambush, and the combo stuff. And it was just kind of, it really cemented my decision. I last minute decided to switch back to Obi Maz, so it's not a complete audible. I switched back to a deck that I'd been working on. Met him, talked through a bunch of stuff. I didn't really interact with anyone else at the dinner, so sorry for that. But it was, really vital, and it just kind of made me feel good that it's supposed to be. So shout out to you, Loyalty, and then over to the upgrade. So we've got 4 speeds. This is vital. This deck is a combo deck. All right, it's tanky, it's quick. It can just do some natural damage, but you are a combo deck. You have Maz with focus, you have 4 speed with specials, and then when you ever get to special, you roll out Obi, you've got a 4 speed on, maybe a weapon, and then you roll out Maz, you hit the special, you concentrate, smack face. Maz's goggles is great. It's very good in certain matchups. It's always okay. It's got great focus. That 2 focus is massive. The special is very important sometimes to be able to see the opponent's hand. We also have that paired with friends in low. So this is a one of. I considered cutting it because I don't currently have running interference, and maybe that's right. Who knows? I will test further. Our weapons, we're quite low on weapons, but what I found is we want 1 weapon on Obi, and then in the later turns we want to get something on Maz. The format has changed, and the players have changed to adjust. Originally, it was everyone would go after Maz. She's the fixer. She provides the consistency for the deck. However, people switched. The format at Worlds was so aggressive that we're just racing for the trade. All right, we're just trying to trade characters as quick as possible. Everyone's just going after Obi, and then they're going to leave Maz. I adjusted to this plan, and I love it that it works this way now, because we're just racing. That's all this deck is doing. I'm racing. Obi can tank, so he can take a bit of a hit. He's great at racing. He's got big sides, plus I've got the combo kills down here. So what would happen more often than not, Obi would take down a character, get some damage on their second character. Obi would come, they would take him down, and then I'd be able to finish with Maz. So we don't want to overload Obi. This is why I don't have Shotos. Alright, I've got Ancients because they've got a 3-side, they can heal, they're just great. We all know how good they are. I've got Vibros because I do have the focus, I've got the speeds, I can punch through shields, I can punch through things like Force Illusion. Then we've got some upgrades, so I don't mind overriding any one of these if I have to. Come to turn if I think Obi is gonna die. So we can overwrite one of these, and then I've got this. This is exclusively for Maz. I don't think I would put this on Obi unless something changed and people started targeting Maz. Alright, so generally I'm going to play an upgrade on Obi, I'm going to roll him out, I'm going to roll out Maz, try and find the 4-speed special, fix my dice, do a bunch of damage, mitigate if I have to, and then claim. So the deck is super fast. After the first upgrade that goes on Obi, I'm putting everything else on Maz. Right, I want to load Maz out. So that way Obi drops, and then people really underestimate the closing ability of Maz. She's so fast, and then when you pair that with things like hyperspace jump in the late game, it's very hard for your opponent to keep up. You trade, take a character, the other character's already got some damage on, they kill Obi, you've got Maz with 2 upgrades. You've got a Heirloom and a Light Bow, or a Heirloom and a Vibrate. It doesn't matter. You roll out Maz, you deal some damage, you jump. Next turn, you do it again. It really sets you ahead in fire up the tempo. So Ray Saber's great. Does have the pay side, but the sides are great. They've got big damage on them. It gives you the shield. It's got redeploy. Heirloom's very clean. It's very good if you're trying to combo off having that 3. Lightbow has its matchups where it really shines. Alright, we've gone through the money, the economy package. Now over to the removal. Now, the removal changed the day of my event. So I played day 1C. I sat down with Bobby Sapphire the morning of the event and talked through some matchups and talked through why we wouldn't want a certain removal. I don't have Hidden Motive at the moment, and I didn't hate it. I didn't miss that at all. So Hasty Exit, adding 2 of these was last minute, and it really helps the hard matchups. I don't think this deck has bad matchups, but it definitely has some hard matchups, and you've really got to sequence right, and you've really got to think through the plays. The big damage dealers, this is going to be really helpful. It's decent against Thrawn Townsend. I mean, if they don't hit it, but you do have quite a lot of removal. It's decent against all big sides because you're so much faster. So it's good against Ray Ayla. It's good against Boba Sevens. It's even good against vehicles. If you're playing on this, it's great. If you're playing on Weapons Factory Alpha, it's still okay because you play it generally after you've done your damage and your turn. So the window for them to play an upgrade or a vehicle with Weapons Factory Alpha is so small. We've got 2 easy pickings. This removal is insane. I'm a little bit soft to it, but not that much. It's just, this is the reason to be playing Yellow Hero right now. 2 Overconfidence. So these 4 removal, these are really good in the Yoda Hondo matchup. You're going to take a dice off the table, and it's generally going to be good for you. This is good in a lot of other places, and people just have to play around it. This just, it messes with 1 dice and removes another, so it's great for its 1 cost. This guard is crazy. You can take 1 dice to 3 dice for 0. You are giving up a dice and you're giving up damage, so we are racing. I went down to 1 guard because I don't see any games where I'd want to actually play 2 guards. I want to be racing. I want to be doing damage. Gone through the hasties. The misdirection was a little bit last minute, but we do have some matchups where it's really strong. So it's good versus Boba Sevens, and it's good versus Ray Ayla. I'm faster than them. We're getting our dice in the pool, and it's really good. On top of this, we've got 2 Force Illusions. You can't leave home without this. People have tried. They kind of come and go. Some people don't like them. Their stock may have gone down a little bit since the Maul Saber errata, but they're still so good. They're going to block 3 damage. They're going to block 4, and they don't interrupt your tempo. That's the biggest thing here. If you're doing all your stuff, you're battling through the turn, and then one of your later actions, you have to use a removal. You're giving the tempo to your opponent. They might get the claim. Okay. With that, if you just play an illusion, you can battle through, do what you got to do, play an illusion, get the claim. You can block some damage. Hyperspace Jump. This card is insane. This is one of the best cards in the game right now. As long as your deck is built to use it, you're quick, you have tempo. Just shutting your opponent out of a turn. Like I said, the amount of games I closed with Maz rolling in, doing damage off her trigger, then jumping away is insane. Friends, these are great. We need to, on the big turns, we want to try and save these. We don't just need to ran these off. But on the big turns, if we know we've got to concentrate and we've got to speed out, we want to go first. We want to friends check their hand. All right. If you give them an action, it's okay. You're gonna make it up with speed and Maz. You want to take out any removal that's going to be detrimental to you, and then you go off and you get some big hits in. I've got the package here. So we've got 2 concentrate. The card is insane. It's insane with Obi. He's got 3s, 3, 3. This special is a 3, and then we've got some more 3s, or the two mod on Vibro, which is great as well. So, like I said, this is a combo deck. This is our combo. We have it with speed. Okay, we are just a normal deck. You know, we can do damage. We can chip away. We can kind of nickel and dime with hits of 3. Maz focus. We're always going to get some damage in for the turn. Really, what we want to try and do is get a kill. We want to keep our characters as healthy as possible, chipping away, and then we'll take a kill with concentrate, or my ally is the force. Okay, if you ever get speed, both of these, and you have 4 money, you're going to wreck someone's day. I did it in day 2 versus Thorn Towson. I feel like I was a little bit behind. He has Towson with a baton and a rocket launcher in the pool, dice of focus. I'm staring down a bunch of damage. I have Obi in. I chose not to play an upgrade that turn. Maz special, concentrate, my ally, kill Towson through 3 shields in 1 hit, leaving him just a lonely Thrawn. That game still ended up super close, but we pulled it out. This together is insane. This is how you win games. All in all, the tournament was great. There was a few things that I guess I'm not entirely happy with. I went 6-3. I was playing X and 2 at the very last round of day 2, so my last round, and I think I have great SOS from my day 1. So my last round, if I win, I think I'm in a very, very strong chance to make the top 16. I played Sabine. Sabine just rolled me off the table. Just the natties. It happens. It is what it is. If I didn't take a loss earlier, then maybe I was still in with a chance. So, you know, I can only blame myself, but that's why you got to save your losses for the games where you don't really get to do anything about it. I played Andrew from the Destiny Council early day 1. He beat me. However, there was a bit of confusion. I don't want to touch on the story too much. However, if you have a problem with your opponent or confusion about anything, or you think something's not right, call the judge. I didn't call the judge. I was behind in the game. I was catching up quickly. Some things went down, and I should have just called a judge. I didn't. I let Andrew take the win. But you know what, dude? Just get on with it. I lost to a fellow looper on Joe's list. I think that could be the only tough matchup. So this is the Yoda Ezra rookie pilot. I did have a win, but it was very, very deep late in the game, and I'd made a bit of a bold play to let Obi die off indirect, so I could redeploy both of these over to Maz and then try and go for the kill. I missed on the rollout, and then I re-rolled and missed again. I thought that was okay. I could go to next turn, roll Maz, do some damage, and just jump away. So I ditched my hand, no jump, and then my opponent had a massive board state by then, and I kind of let it slip. I definitely could have played a little bit deeper. He had an illusion out, but not enough cards to block. Every other game, I feel like I played insane. Even the one against Andrew from Destiny Council, I lost. I feel like I played really, really strong Destiny. Especially on day 2, I played really, really strong. Like, my lines were so deep. I was thinking 3 or 4 actions ahead, planning around, you know, just playing around whatever I could, planning, you know, big combo kills. It was really good. Worlds was an absolute blast. I got to stay in a house. I tested with the Hyperloops team. We did good. We had fun. Food in America is great. Bagels are my newfound love. Um, so look out for Blake's Bagels in the future. Um, it was just an actual blast. I'm so glad that I switched. Like I said, I was going to play Yoda Hondo. I'm glad that I switched to Obi Maz, and I'm really, really happy. I think I played great, and 6-3 is a respectable finish. Anything less, probably not. But I think that's the respectable, and I feel like I can hang with the best. So we'll see how we go next year. I chose Obi Maz because the format was so open and it was so hard to predict anything that I like this deck versus every deck. I don't feel like it just straight murders anything. You could play Kylo 2 Anakin and just murder Stairs or murder Sabine. I don't have these, 80% matchups, 60% matchups. But I feel like every matchup is my own to win or lose. It's got play. It can tank. It's got great removal. It's got great speed. And it's got combo kills. Like, it just does everything. So I feel like every single game that you play with Obi Maz, as long as you think down the line, you're in every game that you play. Even against vehicles that, they have a lot of health, that it's hard to bust through. So do you. And you can build board states that is just as strong. You've got great character dice. You've got big dice. Sometimes you don't even need them. You're going to do the damage. Yoda Honda, I feel like I'm great. I have tempo versus them. This really helps. I know some guys switch to Frozen Waste, which is pretty good technology, and maybe we'll try it out. But like I said, if I had Worlds tomorrow, I would play Obi Maz, hands down. I would maybe try out a couple of tweaks. I would like to try running interference and see if it's still good enough just to protect Obi dice the turn you are going to concentrate. But the deck's insane. I feel like there's no super bad matchups. There's some tough ones. Every matchup is tough and has to be played well. But the deck is really, really, really strong. So let's shout out to some people that I tested with. I tested with, obviously, the guys in the Hyperloops. I went through the deck the morning of 1C with Mike. I'm not sure if that was the day he went out early and got bagels, but that was a great day. We tested online. I tested with some of the locals. We had some locals meeting down on a Tuesday night. Just as a local, we weren't playing tournaments. We were just jamming best of threes, and that was great. Obviously, big shout out to Destiny Down Under. Clint whooped me with his deck way more than he ever should have, but I'm glad he did because I probably wouldn't have picked it up if that never happened. So kudos to you, Clint. I'll get my revenge shortly. All right, and then everyone that follows us, thanks so much for being a part of it and supporting Destiny Down Under. I had a massive following from Australia. Everyone was just following, making sure that I was going all right. Everyone was actually invested. So it was a big team thing. It was Australia versus the world. Unfortunately, I didn't bring it home, but I feel like I played real strong. I feel like I played the right deck, had the right read, and I tell you what, it is it's tough ground at Worlds. Like, there's no easy wins. There's every single game that you win there, you earn that win. You can maybe get one or two crazy starts, but these players know how to come back from that. I feel like I come back from crazy starts from my opponents. So if you want to step up your game, you want to play the best and the hardest Destiny you've ever played, find your way over to Worlds. You'll see me there next year. Hopefully we can get some more members of Destiny Down Under there. We've got some other things in the works. So we're going to see a few Australians there next year taking the cake. Unfortunately, we probably won't get to play Obi Maz, but there will be some kind of aggressive, flexible deck that you can see me playing. Alright guys, if you have any questions, hit us up on the Facebook page. You can find us at Destiny Down Under Competitive Podcast. You can find us on YouTube, obviously. Give us a like, give us a share. If you have any questions about Obi Maz or anything else, just hit us up. Alright guys, thanks for watching.